Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hey, hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and today, Ringside crew, you're in for a treat. I have a young lady that is blazing a trail for herself in the independent wrestling scene. Introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. So, if my fans from the UK countries are not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
My name's Olivia Rose. I'm from Staten Island, New York. I'm in Florida now. I'm a professional wrestler.
Awesome.
I think that's pretty obvious, though.
Awesome. So, like, when you decided to step foot into the wrestling business, what were some of the main reasons why you wanted to become a wrestler?
Well, I was 15 when I stepped into the wrestling business, but I always wanted to do it since I was like 12. And I'd like tell people in middle school, I was in middle school when I wanted to first realize I wanted to become a professional wrestler. And I would tell my friends, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a wrestler. And everybody would kind of laugh at me, like thinking I was just like, oh, like stupid kid talking. And then I started wrestling when I was 15 years old. And the rest is kind of history.
Wow.
Like I knew what I knew I was getting into it. Because I was looking into it from like a 12-year-old mindset. And then it's only a few years later, 15. It's like what, 3 years later. And now I'm 20.
Wow. So, is there like any thoughts in your brain that you can't believe that you've been in the business now since you were like 12? Like, does
So I
it make?
haven't been in the business since I was 12. I was
I mean,
12 and a fan.
as
But
a fan now, from a fan now to being in the ropes, like between the ropes and doing actual shows, like does it hit you yet? Has it hit you like in any way?
it has. It has definitely. Because I'm like, realistically, no matter where I go right now, I know like I made 12-year-old me proud. Like in the back of my head, like I still like realize like, oh, like that, like I was like, everybody used to laugh at me when I was a kid. Like now look at me, no one's really laughing anymore, but like regardless, I proved it to myself, not anybody else. So yeah, it does hit me in a type of way. And sometimes I am like, well, like this is what I do for this is what I do all the time, like every week.
Mm. Is there any wrestlers that you've been watching on the scene that you've been wanting to wrestle and you haven't had the chance to wrestle them yet?
Um, yeah. So, I mean, there's a few wrestlers, but like they're on TV,
Mm.
but like they're more like NXT-ish. Like trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know why I can't think off the top of my head, but when I'm watching, I'd like love to wrestle them. It's really I want to wrestle anybody. I just want to wrestle, but on TV like I have a few. It's more of like Becky Lynch. I've always wanted to wrestle. Like that's like a dream match for me.
Well, it's kind of
Uh,
open now. She's not with WWE anymore. Are you hoping that she takes a trip to the Indies and starts going to small indie shows?
that would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. If I get to wrestle her on an indie show, like that's a dream match. But yeah, I don't know.
Awesome. So when it comes to your shows, like, do you have a certain schedule that you keep, like from training, and like learning your opponent and like your workout regimen? Is there anything like a certain schedule you go by?
So I have a schedule, but I recently hurt my knee, so my schedule's been a little off recently. And also my college schedule like interferes with it sometimes. But I train Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, sometimes Wednesdays. I don't know. It varies. And then I go
So
to school during the day.
school's important, very important.
That's what they say. It's also very hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. If I honestly, I don't know what's harder, wrestling or school.
I think it's both because you have to deal with people coming flying at you with chairs and boots and arms
Yeah.
and then in class you have to deal with people throwing papers. Like, it's still deadly.
Yeah, I mean, not in college. In college, nobody really throws papers, but school, yeah,
So
people are crazy.
yeah, who made your gear?
Who made my gear?
Yeah.
Who did make my gear? This guy Brawley made my first set of gear, and then so I used to have different bottoms, and now I have a whole different pair of bottoms. They're same, they just don't have a logo. So this girl in Jersey made them for me pretty last minute, and that's yeah. Chris
Oh,
Steeler designed it.
okay. Cool. Do you have any stories from any of your most recent matches?
Stories. I had a match. I did the Mission Pro show. It was the last show. I don't really have a story behind it, but it was a 6-man, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun, and think that's gonna be Texas for a little bit. But I also did a Rumble not too long ago, and I hit my face. I don't even remember how, but I ended up bleeding. And
Oof.
then me and my mom had to. This was right before Texas too. Me and my mom like had to drive back. Then she sideswept like a little like thing popping out of the ground. So that was a story, but it's not from my.
Oh no. So you said you travel to wrestle in Texas. You said you drive there. Is that like what kind of a ride is that with your mom? Like do you have like a certain musical tracks that you guys play in the car, or do you just try to
Oh,
play car talk?
we used my playlist, and my sister was there. So like they love my playlist. My mom, my sister, we all listen to like the same type of music. So we just play Sabrina Carpenter over here. Like, me and my sister are Sabrina Carpenter obsessed. So we play a lot of Sabrina Carpenter, like way too much Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina, if you're listening, I love you. But
Okay, I'm gonna tag her. Definitely got the hashtag Sabrina. Like, and maybe she'll see it. Maybe she'll get the clip.
well,
Because I always get clips.
I'm actually, yeah, I'm actually going to her concert with my sister. It's my sister's first concert on September 30th. So I'm excited for that.
Mm,
And she just won a VM.
yeah, that's
But we
that's pretty
listen, yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, we listen to a lot of Sabrina. What else do we listen to? We listen to R&B, rap. We listen to everything. Like, it's pretty easy to drive, especially when I'm with my mom and my sister, 'cause we all pretty much get along pretty well.
Yeah. That's cool. Your family, they help you travel and they help you get through this wrestling world that could be difficult at times. Most people's families aren't really with them on this journey through wrestling. Do you find it easier to have your family like with you as you do all this crazy difficult wrestling stuff?
Well, honestly, if you really think about it, isn't it much easier to do things while people support you than when people are against you? So I have my family support. They keep me company. They support me. They're always there cheering me on. Even if they're not there, they're texting me, oh, how's the mat? Like, they're involved in my life. They're very supportive. My mom's my number one supporter. So I think it makes it a lot easier. If my mom didn't want me to do something, I love my mom. I take her opinion as like very highly. If she didn't want me to do something, then it would be much harder for me to do it without her like.
Mm. Like, one of my last few questions for you. Um, what is it like to work under a person like Thunder Rosa? Like, she's such a like iconic wrestler in the Latino community. What is it like to work with Thunder?
To work with them, it was great. I had fun. Mission Pro was a lot of fun. I'm sad it was actually their last show. It's always a safe, like very fun environment. It's always something there. Like it's nothing ever bad going on. I always have fun. It's always enjoyable, and Thunder's always super nice.
Mm. Now I'm sad. I didn't know that was that was the last show. Aw, that's sad. 'Cause
For
I was like,
now, I think
maybe,
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, because I know they end their shows and then they start up again in the new year. But that's
Yeah, you
pretty
never
cool.
know.
Yeah, there's things that end and then try to start again. So my second to last question for you, what kind of what is like your normal like food? Do you have a certain diet you do? Is it like everybody has a different
Nowadays.
wrestling diet?
Okay, my preferred foods, honestly. I have like a few favorite foods. This is non-wrestling wise. Lately, I've been very much of a sweet tooth, even though I don't eat any sugar. Like ice cream, I love that stuff. Mac and cheese. I'm a New Yorker. We love pizza, and this is gonna sound really weird. I love salad. I
Mm,
love salad. I love Mediterranean food, kava. But wrestler diet. This is what I eat now. I'll have eggs in the morning. I'll have like like 2 eggs. I'll have some turkey or tuna. I'll normally have tuna, honestly. And then I'll have a bowl. I'll have like a half ground beef, um, lettuce, tomato, cucumber. That's really it. Then I'll have either a steak or I'll have another bowl with 2 eggs and avocado. But I saw that on TikTok and I've been eating it like at least once a week. I love it.
mm.
And I have a protein shake once a day. And I just only drink water now. But I bought this like full stuff. I don't know what it's called. But I put it in my water and it's no sugar and it's vitamins. I love that because it helps me drink more water. And I'm not the biggest fan of water unless it's ice water. Then I'll drink it. But that's my diet basically. Or
Okay.
I'll have
My
like I'll
last
make
question.
mushrooms. Like it varies of vegetables. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then I hear it echo, and I'm like, oh, oh. So my last question for you: if there was any young fans watching this podcast today or listening on Spotify, and they just started training, and they're so nervous, they don't know, they don't know if this is really their game, and they've seen you do your thing, and they see you do it, they're kind of scared. What kind of advice would you have for them?
So there are gonna be days where you're intimidated. There are gonna be feeling insecure. There are gonna be days where it's hard and you just don't want to do it. And on those days, when you show up, those are the days you're growing and you're learning the most because you don't want to. So you're using your strength, you're using your energy, your head, you're pushing through it. And I feel like even sometimes, obviously everybody, you get a little in your head sometimes, and when you are, you don't feel like doing it, and you feel like it's you're not. It's just in your head. You just have to keep going. And when you do, you're gonna grow and grow and grow.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I want to wish you nothing but the best on your wrestling career and everything you're doing and everything you're doing. Good luck, good charms. I definitely would love to have you back on the
Thank you,
podcast next
Joe.
year. No problem. I'm
Thank
Joe
you, of
Panther the
course,
third.
anytime.
Yeah, I'm Joe Panther the
And I'm
third,
Olivia Rose.
and we will catch you in the next one.